way over on the Sierras, all the way up to Yolo and Yuba. So we're a very large region. And I think, Andrew, you were saying that we also take in people north of us, like Shasta, Butte, those counties as well, if they do want to join, because they don't have an affiliate up there. So we do have quite a large service area. And our mission statement, we serve our 11 counties, and we're here to support teachers and educational leaders with technology. And we have tried to hold different events throughout the year and bring our membership together, and that, as we go through this evening, you're going to see that's kind of one of our big struggles that we've had, and at least since I've been on the CapCUE board. And that's one of our main goals for this year, is to get our membership more involved, because we have quite a few members in our area. So our agenda for tonight is we'll just go around and do a quick welcome. I think most of us have been chatting for a little bit, but we'll just kind of shout out who we are. Joe's going to walk through a presentation that I think this is the same one that you did for our ETLN group. On digital writing and Common Core, and he'll talk a little bit about that.
It's different than that one, but okay. What it is it's a preview for the Fall CUE Conference.
Okay.
It's going to be a session of the Fall CUE Conference. You're the first to see it.
Yes. We do have our mini grant awardees, some folks who took advantage of a mini grant program we offered last year. So we'll be sharing some different projects that they did as a result of us helping them out in that way. I will go through kind of the status of CapCUE in terms of where we're at, what our goals are, what our needs are, budget and everything, and then our next steps. So our introductions, this is our board. We've dwindled over the last year. I'm Kim, and we'll just have Rebecca.
I'm Rebecca.
Joe. Alice. You're introducing yourself.
Alice Mercer.
And are you streaming?
I am streaming at live, so.
Okay, awesome. And I know Penny was going to try to make it, but I haven't seen her. I saw her today. She works at the office with me, and I did see her, but I didn't know if she was going to be able to make it or not. So we're going to go ahead and have Joe go ahead and do his presentation, and then we'll go into our mini grant recipients.
Cool, thank you very much. So we're a small group tonight, which is kind of nice because it's going to be, I think, less of a presentation and more of a conversation. But a little bit kind of about me before we get started, because you'll kind of hear me referring to different things that I've been working on. So my name is Joe Wood, if you haven't caught that yet. Currently, I'm the, actually recently have become the coordinator of instructional technology at Natomas Charter School. So right over there, where the Benvenuti is, we have the Performing and Fine Arts Academy, Leading Edge. We're kind of making a big comprehensive move to incorporating more technology into our classrooms, eventually looking at even building out a one-to-one program. But I recently left 4 awesome years at San Juan Unified School District, where I originally started out as a science teacher at Jonas Salk High-Tech Academy, and then moved into technology services, and then it became professional learning and innovation, and was really doing a lot of work around literacy coaching, from traditional like writing workshop reading literacy to more digital and multimedia literacy. And that has kind of led me to the second bullet point that's down there, which is the Area 3 Writing Project. Has anyone in here worked with the Area 3 Writing Project before? A couple people? Yeah. It's a phenomenal place. It's funny, when I first heard about the Writing Project, I thought it was only for English teachers, and being a science teacher, I was like, wow, I don't know, this doesn't apply to me. But very quickly realized, much as we kind of find with Common Core, that I was a literacy teacher even when I was a science teacher. And much like CUE, in CapCUE, where we have sort of a community in our area that we can go to for professional development support, the Writing Project kind of mirrors a lot of that. So there's sort of some crossing over that goes back and forth. So really, the title of the presentation is really You Can Write With That. And we're kind of playing on this whole notion of writing in text, and what is that exactly? But we're also going to be talking a little bit about digital writing in the Common Core. Personally, I'm very excited by the Common Core. It has its problems, it has its issues. I'm on the Smarter Balance Assessment email listserv, and I get all, right now we're doing the technology readiness survey and stuff, and there's definitely some headaches, and I'm like, I don't know quite how we're going to work that out, but we'll work it out. But I do think it's actually very exciting when you look at the types of things we're asking students to do now. It's the things that I always push to have my students do in class, but felt like the previous set of standards that I had and sort of the whole fidelity of the program, CST kind of movement had really sort of prevented me from getting there. So I find it to be a very exciting time. But before we jump into Common Core, I want you to think about these two words for a second. So if you were going to have to give a definition of digital writing, how would you define that? What would you say it was? What would be some examples? And that kind of leads to the second part, which what do you think are some examples of digital text? So just take a moment, if you want, you can jot it down if you have some paper, a computer, a cell phone, whatever you want. But just take a moment, I'll give you about 2 minutes. Just think about how would you define digital writing and what would be some examples of digital text that you would give? I need to give you just a minute for smoke.
No,
Okay, so let's talk about it a little bit. Digital writing, how would you define it? Shared writing? Can you tell us a little more about that? What do you mean?
Well, like maybe something like Google Docs where you
Okay.
can share your writing with another student and you collaborate on what you do and it's all virtual and it's all online. So you can edit each other's stuff and it's like peer-to-peer writing and peer-to-peer editing.
So kind of going into the second question, using Google Docs as an example. Okay. Other ideas that pop in your guys' head? Blogs, okay. Alice?
So I had a student, and I was starting to try and get the kids to communicate with me using cell phones, and the parents had taken them out. I live over I work over by the American River Trail, and they had taken him out, and they sent a picture that he had taken of a coyote on the trail. So I got that via email. I put it up on the blog. I had the kids write about it over on the blog, their experience, just, what they thought of, just sort of as a general writing prompt. So that he was communicating to me visually, perhaps not in writing, and his parents were facilitating that, about something he had experienced using a cell phone, sending it to me via email, and then the students were talking about it over on MacBooks.
So I'm hearing picture potentially being text, the idea that it's conveying information, and then but the students are actually writing about it in sort of a print-based text format using blogs or some